When we discuss about Burpsuit, okay, Burpsuit, it's actually a proxy tool. Whenever someone asks what is a proxy tool, you can say that this particular tool is sending request on behalf of us. Okay, like it, you can use a proxy tool to intercept a particular request that is being sent from a client to server. In simpler words, if I say client means our browser. So from our browser, if we are sending a request to a website, in between we can intercept that request. So like in normally what happens, I will show you on Google, right? Or here, wherever, if I'm trying to access, for example, this particular website, right? So right now, because we have not configured Burpsuit or any proxy tool, when I press enter, this is our client side. When I press enter, the the page that we got right now, right, it came from server. So to we sent a request to server to give us the page for this particular site, and server returned with this particular page. Okay, so the request from browser to server went directly. There is no proxy tool in between. Now suppose we want to see what is, like, when we are loading this particular URL, okay, we are pressing enter, we are loading this URL, what is being sent to the server. Like on like on the screen, it seems like that, yeah, it returned a page, but a lot goes on in the backend. So if we want to see all the details, how does the, what is the type of a request, what data is being sent in the request and everything, what we can do, we can use a proxy tool. The most popular one right now, I would say it's Burpsuit only, but we have other tools as well, OWASP, Zap, and other tools. Zap, you can say, is the closest competitor of Burpsuit. That maybe in future we'll be discussing on. It also got some nice features. So right now, if we discuss how we are where exactly we are putting that proxy tool. So earlier the browser was sending the request, okay, directly to server. Now what is going to happen? Browser will send the request. Okay, just a moment, I missed one part. So the request is being sent to the server, okay, and then server is sending the response, okay. Like in this case, the response was this page, right? So that response, browser server is sending back to the browser. This is how it was happening. Now what is going to happen, I will copy this whole stuff. When we introduce our proxy tool, okay, browser will send this request to our Burpsuit, okay, and Burpsuit will send this request to server. In the same way, here also server will send that response to Burpsuit first, okay, and then Burpsuit will forward that response to browser. So like it's a two-way process. One way is when you're sending the request to server. In this case, like in simple example, in simple words, if you say get me the page of 10 fast fingers.com, okay, and what are we getting in the response? Here is the page for 10 fast fingers. Simpler words, you can say it like this, okay. So this is what is happening. Now what we will do, we will move on with the installation of Burpsuit. So how you can install it, it's pretty simple. Actually there are two versions of Burpsuit. One is community version, that is free, and then there is a professional version, which is paid actually. So there are some differences between these two. Pro version offers you more functionality, and there are some benefits of it. But if you are starting, you are good with the Burpsuit community version as well, okay. So if you search on Google Burpsuit only, you can go here and just a moment, Burpsuit. Here you can see community edition. If you click on it, go straight to the downloads, and then we have the latest version. Based on your Windows, Linux, or whatever it is, you can install it. I would suggest install it on Windows, as it's like it works a bit better on Windows. Linux, if you have if you have installed your Linux as a main operating system instead of a virtual machine, then you can install it there as well. But if you are running a virtual machine like me in a virtual box, Running Burpsuit within that, it's going to be a lot harder or difficult to manage. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion. So yeah, from here we can download it quickly. It will download within, yeah, 1 minute, and then we will move on to the installation part. Any doubts so far, like what is the use of Burpsuit? Okay, okay, fine. Let's just wait for this to complete, and then we'll start. Okay, one thing also, you don't actually need Burpsuit to see what is going on. This is just something that you can utilize Google Chrome's developer tools as well to find out how it's working. Okay, how you can do it, wherever you are on the screen, right? You press F12, okay, on your keyboard. Once you do that, here you have multiple tabs, right? Just go to the network tab, okay, and you can see still a lot of, this is what it seems like in the backend actually. All of these records, okay, all of these records are different requests here. What I will do, I will clear all of these, okay, by this button. And now see what will happen when I, just a moment, it's still sending some requests in the backend. All these requests, right? Even though we are not clicking anywhere, we are just moving the mouse, it is sending few requests. So a lot of things are going on in the backend. So just a moment. Okay, I've cleared everything. If you turn it on, that means it's going to record the network activity. So right now it's red, it means it is recording. I will clear everything, and now I will reload it. Okay, now ignore all of this stuff. Okay, I will focus on this thing only that we were saying, right? Get me the page. So which one is that request actually? So this particular here, this particular request, the first one that got loaded, okay, you can see it requested for this particular URL. So here also in developer tools, you can see all of these are requests being sent when you reload this website. Okay, a lot of these are images, right? We have these video, a lot of these things are images, some JavaScript files are there, this PNG file is an image for the logo. So all of these stuff, it requests to server and server responds back, and that's how a website is loaded always. So if we only focus on this particular request, 10 fast fingers, you can see I already told you, if in case you want to receive any document or kind of a page only, it always uses get, and it is sending this request to this particular URL. In the response 200, we will be discussing all of these status codes later on when we start the basics of websites. But 200 actually means that it is a success. Okay, and yeah, that's all. Like ignore, there are a lot of headers here, like these things, right? These are actually called headers. So a lot of things are here, we are not supposed to worry about them as of now. So that's how like it looks like a get request is being sent to this particular URL. In the response we got 200, and if you want to see what is the response, if you click on response, right, you can see, in case you guys are not aware of HTML codes, HTML is used to build a website. So we, in the response, we get whole HTTP code here. Okay, so this is from using this HTML code, the browser, our browser is rendering this HTML code and showing us this website. Okay, I will just give an example. For example, we have here start typing test, right? So here in the HTML code, if I press Control F to find start typing test, right? So this particular code right here, this particular code is used to create this particular you can say design on this page. Okay, this is an anchor tag, means when you are going to click on this, it is going to send a request to this particular page. See, if I click on it, it sent a request to this particular page. Again, when we clicked on it, it sent a lot of requests to the server, right? That we can see, this was the request actually that was sent to typing test / English, that we can see here. So that's how it works in the backend. So using developer tools as well, you can find out what are the requests and everything is being sent out. But there is a catch here. You cannot modify the request. For example, in case the request that was sent to this URL, right, it was to this endpoint, right? Now if I want to change anything, like like instead of sending this request to slash English, I want to send it to English 1, right? I can't do it because these requests, we are not intercepting these requests. This is the inbuilt functionality of Chrome only. It just shows us that what is being sent and what is being received. That's all. You cannot intercept anything. So that's why to intercept the request or to intercept the responses from website and to modify them, that's why we have the use of proxy tool, which is Burpsuit. Okay. Any doubt regarding this part or anything? So I hope like it is clear why exactly we are using Burpsuit. Okay. In short, if you say, you can modify the request and responses. When I say what is a request, here you can say, right, these are all the request headers. Request headers means this is the kind of data that is being sent in the request. So in case if I want to change this particular data like from zzip to something else, okay, I can do it with Burpsuit. Okay. Also, in the response, I am getting this whole HTML code, right? Now, if I want to modify anything from this HTML code and forward it to browser, so that browser shows something else, that also I can do with Burpsuit. Okay, because it's a proxy tool, everything will be going through the proxy tool. Now it is downloaded, so let me open it and we'll quickly install it as well. Just a moment. So if you click next, you can install it in the default location if you want, or you can choose any other location as well. Apart from that, it's just straightforward only. You can just click next and next, and it will be installed pretty quickly. Are you guys everyone is aware of the proxy IPs, or like how we configure proxies in our Windows or in browsers?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we are here, we can click on finish. Now see, right now, because we have not configured Burpsuit, still all the requests will go directly from browser to server and server to browser. The response will come. If you want to use Burpsuit, now we will do that. Here you can search for Burpsuit. You can start it. So one of the advantage of using professional version is you you can delete these or leave these. Anything is fine. You can create projects. Okay, what is the use of projects? You would be able to save whatever you like, all the requests that went through your Burpsuit. Okay, all the requests and everything you can save by creating a project, but this option is not available with the community version. So just for the heads up. So temporary projects you can create. So I will click next. Also here, if you have some configurations, you can load it using this button. That maybe we'll discuss maybe in future, but right now we can keep it on the defaults only. I will click on start burp and it will start. Yeah. So now that we have Burpsuit open, okay, right now what there is an option to not configure everything, like directly use it by using the embedded browser. Okay, Burps embedded browser, and using this, whatever you open in that browser, that will be go through this Burpsuit software or tool. Okay, but that's just straightforward. Okay, I will quickly show you. For example, right now see here, if I open google.com, I am not going to see it in the Burpsuit. Why? Because I have not configured my browser to send the request to Burpsuit first. That's why under the proxy, under HTTP history, I do not see any request. Okay, but under the proxy intercept, if I open another browser, okay, if I click on open browser and see this is a new browser, under the HTTP history we don't have anything, but here if I open google.com, you can see that all the requests, okay, like whatever when we loaded this google.com, whatever we loaded, all the requests you can see here. Okay, so that's a straightforward way of using it. But sometimes, like in case you are using a older version of Burpsuit, in that case this option won't be available. Okay, sometimes on Linux systems it doesn't even work, or sometimes there is some issue. So in that case you should know how you can configure it. So to configure Burpsuit to work with any browser, okay, what you can do, you can go to proxy options. Okay, here you can see the IP address of this Burpsuit. Okay, what it means that if a browser is sending requests to this particular IP, that means it will capture those requests here. I will clear everything from here, just a moment. Control A and clear the history. Yeah, so what I was saying is, this is the IP address, or you can say kind of a address of Burpsuit. If all the browsers, okay, wherever we are opening websites, if they send data to this particular address instead of the server, okay, what Burpsuit will do, it will store all those requests here. Also it will forward those requests to server on behalf of you. Okay, so that's how you can do it. How we can make browser to send request to this particular IP address or this particular address. You go to your this is our normal Chrome. Okay, it's not the other one that I opened with Burpsuit. You go to your settings. Here we have an option of proxy. You open your proxy settings. Here just unhide this automatically detect settings. Here under the user proxy server, you mention the IP address as 127.0.0.1 and the port is 8080. That one you mention and you save it. Okay, this is how you do it on Chrome. Okay, but there is a catch here. When you do it this way, this is actually your system configuration, right? You have configured all your system requests to go through Burpsuit. Okay, so sometimes your Windows update or your like your Outlooks request, everything will be captured here. Okay, so what I do instead of using Chrome, okay, because in Chrome a lot of things goes on like in the backend as well. So what you can do instead of using this, I will uncheck it. Okay, what you can do, you can use Firefox. Okay, why to use Firefox? Because with Firefox, when you configure the proxies, okay, it only applies for the Firefox browser only. Okay, it won't be changing the proxy settings for the whole system. So if I in the Firefox, if I go to the settings and here I search for proxy, okay, here as you can see the configuration, right, that is in the browser itself, in the Firefox browser itself. So how you can do it, you can select this manual proxy configuration here, put that IP here, that port, and also check this, also use this proxy for HTTPS connections. Okay, now there is one more advantage of using it this way, because what you can do, whatever you open on your Chrome, right, like google.com, okay, whatever you open on your Chrome, okay, that is not going to be captured in the Burpsuit, because Chrome is not configured to send data to this Burpsuit. But whatever you open on your Firefox, that will be sent through the Burpsuit tool. Okay, right now you can already see that you have some Firefox related requests, because browser also sends some requests in the backend. So maybe in upcoming sessions we will see how you can filter out the content which is required to you. For example, how you can filter out the content to only see requests sent to google.com. Okay, that we will discuss later on. But this is how you configure the Firefox to use this Burpsuit tool and send all the requests to Burpsuit. Okay, now there is one more thing. Sometimes Burpsuit by default doesn't work with HTTPS websites. Okay, it's actually a bit in detail why it doesn't work in HTTPS, because there are some certificates provided by your browser. Okay, that is sent to server, and server verifies whether it's a genuine user or not. All those things goes on. But when you send the request through Burpsuit to a HTTPS website, server will not respond, okay, to those requests, because the certificate that is being sent is not valid. Okay, it's a lot deeper than that, but yeah, in short you can say HTTPS websites you won't be able to capture the data for those. Okay, so for those, what you are supposed to do, you can open a new tab. Here you can open http://burp. Okay, make sure it is only going to work when you have Burpsuit running. Okay, because this whole page and everything that is being shown by the functionality after you start Burpsuit only. So when you access http://burp, you have a CA certificate. Okay, same thing you will have to do on Chrome as well if you are configuring Chrome to uh, use Burpsuit. Okay, so in that case also you will have to first configure that proxy as I showed you by going here in settings, and after that you will have to access this particular URL. Right now, why it is not accessing? Because it doesn't know where it is. Okay, like where to get this particular URL. But because we have in Firefox, we have already configured to send all the data, right? In the settings, we have already mentioned that send all the data to this particular URL. That's why it is able to load this particular URL. Okay, Chrome can't because we have not configured it to send data to that particular IP address. So that's why we are not loading. But same way you will have to import a certificate in Chrome as well if you want to make it work with Chrome. Okay, what do I mean by certificate? When you load this particular URL in Firefox, you have this CA certificate. Okay, when you click on it, a certificate will be downloaded. Okay, most of the time it would be in your downloads folder only. So now what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to click here, go to settings, search here certificates. Okay, click on, this is how we do it in Firefox. So view certificates, and you have to click on import, and from downloads select that particular certificate. Click on open. As I have already installed this certificate, it is saying that this certificate is already installed. Okay, and click on okay. That's all. How you can do it on Chrome? Click on three dots, go to settings, search for certificate. Under security, we have here manage certificates. Go here, click on import, click on next, browse, go to downloads. Okay, select that particular file, click on next. You can just click on next, and that's all. So that's how you do it on Chrome. And that way what would happen, even if you are opening HTTPS websites, okay, those data you would be able to see here. Okay, right now see these many requests. Okay, numbers are here, these many requests are already sent, and now I will open a HTTP. I will clear this all history. Okay, right click and clear history we can do. I will open a website that is on HTTPS. Okay, HTTPS colon slash slash www.10fastfingers. So now we'll put it a bit like this so that we can see what is going on. I will clear the screen for the time being so that we can see the latest request only. And now once we have this here, we have to again clear our history. Sorry about that. So now if we press enter, you can see that we have sent the request, and all the requests related to 10 fast fingers we can see here. If I maximize this one, you can see that we have captured the request that was on HTTPS, and we have got the response as well. This is the request that we sent to our 10fastfingers.com, and this is the response that we got from it. So that's how you can use Burpsuit to capture any request and take a look at what is being sent and what is being received. In the upcoming sessions, we will be discussing how you can modify any request or how you can modify any response. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.